Yeah, in the building, man. What's good? We're back for another one. Just chilling. What was we talking about earlier?
They said I got spray tanned, but they don't understand I work outside and the sun hit me. It's been summertime.
I don't know, bro.
Man, am I hating?
I don't know if the sun's been sunning like that, bro.
It's been sunning. You get me? It's been sunning, and I've been wearing t-shirts. You get me? You definitely been in a black vest. Jezzy.
What is...
What? That's cool.
What is your thing with this black vest thing? Yeah.
Therefore, outside tramping.
Nah, you know.
Black vest, white towel, Jezzy again. Ray-Bans. Oh my God. Slut.
Summer. Slut.
This one's for the stolen voices, my people that ain't got much traces. Trapped in the belly of the beast, everywhere is beef and there's never ever peace. Every day is peak and I never get to speak. Living in the Elmos, never get to see. Sitting in a cell, feeling like you're never gonna leave, but you can't sleep cause you got beef with the bread underneath of the bunk. But the truth in my speech is abundant. I don't need a reason to keep it 100. The government declared a war on the man. So this ain't a song, it's a glorious anthem to rep for the group that is normally abandoned. The poor is ignored when they're stranded. From Lagos to Kingston, Nori to Camden, against all odds, of course we are champions. I'm the voice of Trayvon, I'm the voice of Stephen Lawrence, I'm the voice of Tupac, with no thug life engraved on my stomach. I'm the voice of a runaway slave, holding a blade and facing a musket. Been a victim of the system too long, we get tired of waiting for justice. The voice of Fred Hampton Sr., killed for defending the people, and the right to exercise freedom of speech. We just want to be treated as equal. I'm the voice of the mums and the ones that pray for unity in the community. I'm the voice of the young trying to escape the slum, but they can't find the opportunity.
So much to say, but not enough. We hear the cries calling from the skies above, saying it's okay, speak your mind, open your heart, don't let no one add you to all the
Summertime.
Yo, summertime.
I think this is gonna rain for a week.
I hope not, man. Every time I wash my car, it rains. You hear me? Pete, my car's white. That's not good. I feel like I just wasted the wash. You hear me?
Yeah, because the rain's dirty.
No, it's actually dusty rain.
Dusty rain.
Like, yeah, it's dusty rain. There's chemicals.
You ever had that red powder on your car? There was a time where there was red powder in
twice, and I know that they blamed it on the hurricane in
Sahara or
something like that. I blamed it on chemtrails, but it's two different blames.
Do you believe in aliens?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if like the ET looking dons, but I believe that there's a life form that we ain't met yet, and if that's the alien,
you believe
then
that like God created life outside of Earth? And I'm not talking like angels and demons.
No, I think he created the heavens and the earth and all that's in between. So I think it's possible that the all that's in between might put them in that bracket. Do you know what I mean? I don't know though, but I don't think they're like the ET dons. I think like they probably got a human form with a different look and a superior intelligence maybe, or I don't even know why it'd be superior.
So like maybe God made other creatures in His image.
In His image, yeah, and we
like
just say
somewhere else.
Yeah, because you know how they talk about the ice wall and what's over it and all of that. Yeah. Maybe you lot are over there. Maybe you're not even in space, and that maybe you're over there. Cause I've seen clips where the ice wall.
Yeah, so that goes from aliens to like that's why I was saying, innit? Like, do you believe there's aliens basically like on other planets or other worlds? But if you're talking about basically what you're saying is like because the ice wall would mean that Earth is
they're still human.
Yeah,
no, I feel you still.
Human, but like,
no, but it's kind of a contradictory statement. But
I wouldn't call that an alien though.
No,
that's like a.
But like to think there's like one on like Jupiter or Mars, but and I'm still I don't know about space. Like God made heaven and earth to me. I didn't hear about planets and solar systems. I heard heaven and earth in it. So what's out there? I don't know.
Well, some would say that what is like is space heaven? Is space the heavens or heaven?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know because I think God sits out of the firmament and isn't space still within that. Do you know what I mean? If I'm remembering correctly, the throne is above that. Do you know what I mean? So.
Okay, I hear what you mean.
Do you get it? So I'm not too sure. But aliens, I don't know because then I think that was dinosaurs about. But like then, where does the idea come from? So maybe in order for an idea to be encapsulated, it has to have a mere truth or absolute truth.
My belief is that my theory is that there's more things that are alive and intelligent than we know. I don't necessarily think that there's other creatures on other planets. Like, I don't really, to be honest, the celestial bodies, as far as I'm concerned, are just celestial bodies. I'm not 100% sure about, like, you know, there being like things that you can land on and fly into and land on and send your Hubble space thing to do. I don't know. There's a lot. I follow one thing on Instagram. Every day there's like new images of what Jupiter looks like and what Mars looks like, and I don't know, like it's like it's coming really fast.
Yeah.
Knowing what we know now about AI, this is something that people believed like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That they had the ability to create realistic images, and where you can't really trust half of nothing that you see and half of what you hear.
Yeah.
Because your eyes can just be tricked so easily. So now there's like a lot of, it seems like there's a campaign to show a lot of space related stuff. I don't know if you you probably don't even see it, but there's a lot like, they've a new planet that's made out of a diamond has been found. A new
and they've even taken away a planet in Pluto.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what they're doing. I don't know why that's not a planet no more.
It's a dwarf star now.
It's a dwarf star. Why it changed? Why it changed or whatever, I ain't got a clue. But the life on another planet rhetoric, it don't really sit well with me. Do you know what I mean? But also what you said about like what we see on like Instagram and things like that, it's been allowed to be put up.
When I was young, I used to think, if aliens came to this planet, I'd want to go with them.
Yeah, I'm not on that.
Back to their planet.
No.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I love Star Trek. I used to love Star Trek when I was young. That was banging. I used to think that shit was sick.
Yeah.
Right? And in fact, I think my favourite genre probably was sci-fi. And it's like, growing up, coming to my own like conclusions and realizations, I feel like I really ain't got a stomach for sci-fi stuff, really. Just, I can't be bothered because I just see it as a lot of propaganda. I used to like dinosaurs when I was young.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying about. This is what I'm saying about getting that idea. It has that idea. Who just said, there was dinosaurs? You had to get an idea off of an image. Am I wrong to say that? Are ideas only bred from image?
No, I think you are. I think people can just make stuff up. I don't think dinosaurs are just made up or whatever. I think there's obviously some kind of creatures that existed, some kind of life forms that existed. But I think the way that they tried to depict them and like, for instance, they'll tell you this has got this kind of brain, it's got it ate like this, it slept like this, it sounded like this, it did this is his behaviors, and then they have to keep changing, and you find out some of the bones are like a mixture of other animal bones. You realise that there's loads of hoaxes. 1 minute, and then you got things like, for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, they give you a green dinosaur, scaly, like a crocodile, and then you fast forward, and now they all got feathers.
Yeah. So you're saying
coloured feathers.
So there was no T-Rex running about doing a madness.
I don't know. No, I don't believe. Not even I don't believe. I'm not really feeling that whole concept of dinosaurs. I seen one thing one time about how the dinosaurs have sex, certain dinosaurs, how do they have sex? And it was like bare diagrams of like ways that you could try and fit them together. But
it
was a madness,
no,
man.
I laugh, but now that you say that, I'm actually clocking like, how did they pattern?
It was actually a madness. It was just had me cracking up. But dinosaurs is a funny one. Because the other thing about dinosaurs is, I think it's utilised to try and push forward the narrative that the Earth is a certain amount of years old. Now, I don't know how old the Earth is, but they go from some 62 billion, or they will say some stuff like around 500 million 500 million to 200 million. I'm like, yo, so what you saying? There's a 300 million that you're not sure of. I don't know, man. It's like we're just throwing numbers out there. Some people, like, I don't know, you yourself being like a man of faith, so to speak, yeah. I think the Bible version of history would put us around 6,000, 7,000 years, something like that.
About that, yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
the thing is, what they say about dinosaurs is that they are from a prehistoric era, which is a couple million years, good couple million years ago. Rare. So it's like, can you believe in some of these things?
Yeah, because then
at the same time,
that could possibly contradict. Like, if you're coming from a man of faith point of view, in the beginning, there was
right.
Do you know what I mean?
So
it didn't say before. It said in the beginning.
In the beginning of what though?
In the beginning of everything.
Do you
know what I mean?
And this is an assumption?
No, it's a belief. It's a belief system that I've been allowed to have through the faith that I follow.
Yeah, I know, but somebody's decided.
Somebody
decided that when it says in the beginning, it means in the beginning of everything.
In the beginning.
I'm gonna tell you a story, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I tell you this story and I say in the beginning, all right, so yeah, it started. Does that mean that there was nothing before that? No.
But I think it depends on the context, because if you're talking biblically or scripturally, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God. So, and the Word was God. So there's nothing deluding. There's nothing denoting that there could be anything else before that. Because you're now human, if you tell me in the beginning...
But that's the thing. Like, it really depends on the beginning of what?
Well, as you read on, I would say the beginning of existence, because then it goes on to say what was created.
But it was the Word, but the Word hovered over the waters, so there was already waters there.
No. God created the waters.
No.
And he gave the sky as a compliment.
No, but wait, the waters were already there. He just separated them. Ain't it like the Word hovered over the waters? The waters were already there.
Yeah,
I believe. Let me not misquote. I'm a bit rusty in my Bibleese right now. Still.
Right, no, that won't even take too long.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it was. That's literally Genesis 1:1. You get me? So we'll see still, and do it past the south quick. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. You might be correct. And God said, let there be light. So the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters, but maybe God had already formulated the waters. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, the thing with words is, like, they can be interpreted, isn't it?
In different ways,
ways. And maybe one interpretation is that this is our story. So it's in the beginning of our story. This is what I've gone. Obviously, things were going on before that. For instance, things were going on before that. Like,
but
God had been around the whole time, right?
Yeah, but in nothingness.
So it's in our beginning, not even in His beginning.
Oh, do you know what? You see, when you put it like that, that makes sense, because if there was a humanity before us, I feel like that would make sense. But if we was the beginning of humanity, then no. Do you know what I mean? Because then no.
This is a story for humans, though. So it's not like, because God's not telling us about His beginning.
That's right. That's true.
And also as well, let's not forget the Hebraic or whatever it is saying Elohim, right? Meaning God's. One interpretation is that God's workers, He set them out about to make certain things one, right? So because Elohim is plural. So the other interpretation that it was God and His workers, or like, do you know what I mean? God and His His angels, that set about doing this. In fact, in the Bible, it says like Elohim says the Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image."
In our image, yeah.
In our image, right? And then on another account, it says, "And the Lord decided to make man."
Yeah, but then...
So, like, it's now singular, so...
Yeah, because I think then that's maybe the difference between Trinity and then when God is working alone solely. Is that what I'm saying?
But what do you mean? How can you work... If you are one, and how are you working alone solely?
Because you are... good question. Let me see. Because you are God, yeah. Remember, Jesus came as New Testament. Is what I'm saying? Even though he was still there as the Spirit of God. But then God is now... Let me be careful how I say this. It's like... I'm not even going to answer it. You definitely got me. I want to think about it still, car. That's a big question still. Do you know what I mean? But I just think that God works in his own synchronization, innit? So I don't want to do the cliche thing and say, oh, God works in ways that we don't think, but sometimes that we don't know, but sometimes that's true, innit? Is what I'm saying? So I don't know where the other two were, is that I'm saying in terms of the Spirit and the Holy Spirit and God and the Word. I'm not too sure, is what I'm saying, but yeah, I need to learn more, because that's techie still.
Yeah, I feel like, just quickly on that subject, there's quite a few times where it's like the being that is this Trinity kind of like talks to itself or whatever, and do you know what I mean? God, why have you forsaken... Father, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah.
Get me?
But you see, all of them things...
This is my son.
Yeah.
This is my son.
Yeah.
When he's getting baptized and things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, but these are, I think, the tactics that God used for men so they can be impressionable towards what Jesus was trying to show the people. Do you know what I mean? Now, I've always said to people, if God wrote in the sky, "I am God, follow me," people's gonna ignore it and call it something else. So
I don't know. That'll do for me. Like, not just writing in the sky,
but like the best thing you could kind of do, you got to kind of send the most relatable person, and that's fellow man, innit? Is what I'm saying. I can't relate to a dog like I can relate to you as my brother. Do you know what I mean? So you can lead me to great things. The dog can't. The dog can keep me company through the great things that you've led me to. You get me? So so my point is, you got to send something relatable. It's just like when you're working with the youths, innit? You got to be relatable, otherwise they're just going to fob you off. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't send something relatable, everything's either delayed or just missed. It goes over people's heads. Do you get it? So this is where I believe... And then the things, for example, when he said, "God, why have you forsaken?" I feel like these are lessons and messages for men. So when you're going through your trials and tribulations, that is not a crucifixion, cool, but you might actually say, "God, why have you forsaken me?" It's an important question. Then you'll get given the answer. Do you know what I mean? So that's someone else might say something else, but that's how I perceive it, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like the Bible is full of how you deal with trials and tribulations, and a lot of people attribute it to olden times, but it's not, because you could pinpoint loads of things in the Bible that are significant in today's roles in society and today's trials and tribulations. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I think with that still. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, a lot of people knock things before they try things, and I feel like at a certain time, a lot of the things that people try end up going back in the direction of God anyway. So why not start there? Do you know what I mean? And maybe not delay the process. Do you get it? So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up where, do you know what I mean? In my walk with the Lord. Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy because for me, I've been in two faiths before. And that's even a bit mad to explain to people, but I drew to the conclusion that I didn't need their understanding because I understood fully what man was on. You know what I'm saying?
Two faiths. What do you mean, like Islam?
Yeah, so I used to be a Muslim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Grew up Muslim, Moroccan dad.
When did you take the Shahada?
I don't think I ever did. I never got up in the mosque and took my Shahada. I was just, in my head, I was born Muslim because obviously my dad's Moroccan and that was the type of religious background that was in my house. You get me? My mum was from a Catholic background, but they weren't practicing. You get me? And she used to say to me, "I believe in God," and
so
that's
you never took your Shahada?
Never, ever.
So, I mean,
no witness, no nothing.
But you never prayed either, like when you was a kid. Your dad,
If I was made to,
did your dad make you pray?
yeah, if I was made to, yeah, like he would take me mosque and whatever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That was normal still. Is what I'm saying. I'd be pissed, but that was normal. Do you know what I mean? So we would go there, but then my representation of a Muslim man growing up wasn't nice. Is what I'm saying.
What do you mean? Like how, what he stood for.
Yeah, like what he stood for. Because while I was learning the Quran, I was looking at the man in front of me that was a Muslim and not matched. So your behaviour wasn't necessarily Islamic.
Yeah, exactly. But did you think
that
though? When you was like, what age was you thinking like that? Like, Raj, you know what? You're not Islamic.
No, like 12 onwards, 13 onwards.
Yeah.
I started like looking at man like, oh, but swear down, like the Quran, this guy. He was sending me Arabic school.
Yeah.
So while we're learning the Quran, we're learning knowledge about the Islamic world as well. Do you know what I mean? Over in West London, he was in the man. You see what I'm saying? So there was a point where I could recite the Quran fluently. You see what I'm saying? Like as a young'un, you get me. But then most of like the memories that revolve around it end up.
Can you recite any Quran now?
Like Al-Fatiha and things like that. Yeah, cool. What now?
Yeah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah al-Alamin, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. I can't remember the rest, but yeah, it's there. Man's been like doing up practices and whatever. But yeah, like it was just to explain it. It's mental, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I know that.
Okay, so let's talk about. Okay, so I get it. You're saying you was feeling like your dad. Obviously, you know, we spoke with Big Up Sabrina.
Yeah.
Drug Dealer's Daughter, Trapline Legacy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go check out Traponomics.
Big Up Sabrina.
We touched on a little bit of that. You get me?
Did.
Your dad was this heavy-handed, to say the least.
He was abusive.
You sound like he was. You know what I mean? I follow your lead on
yeah, no, he was doing a madness, innit? And as I spoke about on the Traponomics episode, it started with Mumsy, and then it went on to me and like the people that were in my house, innit? Is what I'm saying. And obviously that was mad for me because, like I was saying, I'm reading what a model Islamic man, a model Islamic Muslim is meant to be, and then what I'm seeing in the yard is mummy getting broke up, and then you're coming for us, and none of it don't make sense, innit? Is what I'm saying. And
did you ever think to yourself? Did you ever get the thought where you thought, you know what, I'm gonna done your dance?
Bare times. I'll be real. Do you know one of the maddest thoughts I had, yeah? You see, when everyone knew my dad was in the bath, I wanted to run in there with a toaster.
Toaster?
I swear down.
Hey, big up the movies.
Yeah,
big up the movies.
I'm telling man, just fry out everything.
Showing man.
Yeah.
Flash a toaster.
Literally.
TV or something.
I'd be there with the members of my house, and I'd be like, raw. Hey, I'm gonna go in there, and they'd be like, "You'll die. You're going to die." And I'd be like, "No, but if I tried to make look," and I got to the bathroom door, I was like, "Yeah, pussy, I'll go chill out, go back downstairs and chill out, because you're not about to do that at all."
The thing is, certain youths grew up to do that.
Yeah,
to get their parents out of there.
Yeah, I didn't have the guts, bro. I had the fear of. I don't even know, like, what's...
because it's like, that's part of the control, innit? Because that's your father, he's been there throughout your life, however frequently or whatever. It's hard for you to, like, break against that psychological... Man's got you on lock, bro.
Yeah, like,
get me?
Like on a whole nother...
Come on.
Yeah, a whole nother thing. This is what I mean, like, man, there's so many different scenarios that I could think of when it comes to him, but his thing, it was physically abusive, it was verbally abusive, and then it was hella controlling. So we had the house on smash, innit? Is what I'm saying? Hella, and this is why
do you think, it might be a weird question, but do you feel, I don't know if you have much experience of other Moroccan men of like your dad's age? Yeah,
it's peak. It's peak for their families too.
Oh, so I'm going to ask, whether What was his fucking problem?
You tell me.
What do you think?
The only thing I could draw it really down to is bad temper, because he wasn't an alcoholic. Yeah. Cool, you smoked cigarettes, but I've never heard of cigarettes. You gotta go beat up, man. Or do you know what I mean? He never drank. He never took drugs. He was sober minded to me. Is what I'm saying. So to me, it was just a badass temper. But then going on holiday as a youth to Morocco with Mumsy and him. I got to see how certain Moroccan men moved, innit? And I'm walking on the street live. Man banged these women in the face, but the community's not saying nothing. So I kind of understood the structure.
So maybe it's a bit cultural.
It was a bit cultural, but when you're going through it, bro, don't tell me nothing about cultural, this hurts. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not trying to understand the cultural part as a youth. Like maybe now I can fathom it in my brain, innit, because I've seen enough to maybe understand that this is a deep-rooted thing and not just my dad's personal problem, innit? Is what I'm saying. I'm wise enough to have...
Cultural attitudes towards... what is it? Towards violence or towards women? Or towards...
I'd say violence, because he wasn't just violent towards women. He was violent towards anybody that came across his path and treated him in a certain way.
Well, in general,
whether it was his workplace or
so
he was ongoing.
Some men are only bad for like their partner and their family.
Yeah. But this is the thing, because you see the respect that he was given used to wind me up. Cause I used to think to myself, no, but you're an idiot, brother. I know how you treat, but no, but you weren't actually an idiot, innit? And wherever you stepped in Morocco, not in Britain. In Britain, you're just a civilian that goes to work and whatever. When you step in Morocco, I see how man start to change around you, and then even his brother would change around him, and the sisters would respect him as the older brother.
He was the guy.
Yeah, but then also as well, he would drive a 7-seater from here to Morocco, pack out with things. Right. So I used to think, but I used to think that was just why they treated him like like he was like raw. Make sure bro's fed, make sure he's got what he needs. Like nobody trouble nobody. You can't cuss these kids too much. Do you know what I mean? So
he's the man of the family,
and we got nice by the family because of that. Do you know what I mean? So we was like the favourite nieces and nephews and the cousins and whatever. But it didn't dawn on me why until later. So he was a don in his thing and his family set up, innit? Is what I'm saying. He was the don. You get me? But at home, he was the don devil. Cause it was a bit mad.
So he's done a lot of harm.
Yeah, he done bits.
I mean, how do you feel about him?
I used to hate him, but then I feel like, and this is certain time I hate these cliche things that go around the world and that, but I ain't got the space to hate him because I ain't got hate in my heart. This is what I'm saying. I've forgiven him. But
that's what I was gonna build up to that.
Yeah, and that took long, and it's recent that I've forgiven him. I ain't sat down here for a good 3 years and been like, I forgive this man, because every time I've been around him, I know how I would treat him if I lost it. Is what I'm saying, and it's scary because I still got to be around him in certain scenarios, but I lessen it because I lessen the chance of anything going on, because I've always said to myself,
you still feel like if he chats you in a certain way or very rare, it could be dangerous for him.
And it's not even necessarily me, it's the family members. Like mine, you talk to mummy now, car. I'm a big boy. So mine little bro, mine sis, mine...
don't give me no flashbacks.
Yeah, like don't, because he's done things in front of grandparents and that when I was a youth man, and I've gone down there with my school friends. Yeah, on some bad boy thing. And he probably would have wiped us all out.
He done something in front of your mum?
Your
mum and grandpa?
He done something peak in front of my grandparents, in front of my mum's mum, innit? My mum's parents. He done something peak in front of them in the house, innit? To do with the family members violently. Do you know what I mean? But these times I'd moved out, I was like 17. So when I say school friends, I should have said college. So I was like 17, 18. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I've moved out now. I'm living in like South Nord or whatever, about to become dad and them thing.
What did he do?
He violently beat up a female family member. You get me? And I was used to it, but in the manner was a bit nuts, innit? Is what I'm saying.
Well,
so
he went in.
He went a bit over. He went very much overboard, didn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Not even overboard. You can't even go overboard. But I know. Yeah,
you know, you've gone.
He's escalated.
Yeah, you've gone a bit mad. You've gone mad, and like I said on the pod,
what was the reason for that? Or like, what was the scenario behind that? Why did he decide that?
The particular family member, I think, was caught talking to a school friend who was a male, a couple of doors away from the house. So she's on the way home. They're both walking in the same direction, same area, linked up, walking down the road. I know the person. The sister was in my year, is what I'm saying. And my mum knows the mum. So it wasn't a weird setup.
Not a weird madness.
But it was a boy walking with...
And you got spotted
walking with a boy, and you got in the yard and the curtains were drawn.
Was that a black boy? Damn, man. Just...
No.
Yo.
Do you know
you don't even know. No, it weren't a black boy.
I can't remember still. But do you know what? It most likely could have been, you know, is what I'm saying, because of the area that man lived in and everything. It's possible, do you know what I mean? It is possible, but I can't remember still.
So, he's done his madness, where you found out about it.
Yeah, my little brother phoned me, told me what happened. But this is the first time that I think he clocked, oh shit, I got a big son. He get me.
Yeah. I might be accountable now. Like maybe someone's gonna feel a way about this.
It's a problem, and do you know the wickedest thing? That was the beginning of the end. At that point, at about 17, 18, that was the beginning of the end between him and my mum, and him ever abusing anything, because he looked at me and I saw how he looked at me, and he looked me in my eye, and I was only 18, but there was brothers at the mosque that he was attending to that was letting him know what I was getting up to outside. So he already had this... This is just my perception. He could have just been looking at me like, okay, he's just big, and that could have just been it, blanket. But I perceived it like, yeah, you've clocked and you've heard, and then you've seen my friends, and cool, you've clocked that your son's not an idiot, innit? And there's certain things that he's not going to entertain no more. And time told him that, don't...
So did you say anything to him?
I sat down with him when I was like 18, and I asked him a couple questions, but the questions that I asked him almost made me want to done him there and then. There was no remorse. There was no remorse. It was just like, oh yeah, well, you know, you did this and that, and I react, and you know, like little mad Moroccan man, but at 18, I weren't boozy enough to ask him like questions. It was just like little, like, because in my brain, like, even do you know the psychology behind this thing? Yeah, I wonder if anyone else has ever experienced this. The psychology behind this thing is, now, if I hear my dad raise his voice now, I can still feel the same fear that my body used to fear back then.
It's like hearing feds.
And then I gotta say to myself, big, strong, danger. Don't you get it? Because I will, if you ever, do you see what I'm saying?
But what do you think? Like, what do you think is worse, right? Not having your dad in your life at all and not really knowing why, or having your dad in your life and him being like how your pops was?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's selfish, because if he weren't touching my mum and it was just me, I'd say just be there, innit? Because there was lessons learnt in there. There was lessons on how not to be a father, which is probably the biggest main lesson. You know what I mean? And my kids are thankful for that shit. I remind them daily. I could draw up stories, innit? You get me? He taught me how to be an aggressive man. And I know that that's an important trait in a man, but more important if it's disciplined. Yeah, he showed me reckless. I had to learn the discipline. You see what I'm saying? So that was another lesson. He showed reckless endangerment. No thinking, no thoughts, whatever. I took that on, but I had to develop over time. Like, discipline. You see what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? And then, do you know what? He always said to me, which was very weird, because he would say to me, make sure you look after family and never let them go. And that was mad, because he weren't battling, he weren't looking after family, but who knows, innit? You know, I don't know, cause
he's got other youths.
I got 2 big sisters from Quay. One I met when I was 16, and one that was my best friend, and things went a bit mad. And she actually sent people to kill me. I can say that now. You hear me? Without the eye tear and them things.
She sent people to kill you.
Yeah, she was my best friend, man.
Tell me about it. What do you mean? How old was she?
I'll paint the picture.
Yeah.
She was probably late 20s at the time. late 30s. I met her when I was maybe about 13. This was the youngest of the two that my dad had elsewhere.
So you said she was in her late 20s?
She was like her late 20s, 26, 27, 28.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Mid-20s.
Yeah, she grew up abusive, obviously, same dad. Her mum got
And
what...
he was on crud?
Yeah, he was
on crud.
madness. Yeah. Her mum got what my mum got.
Yeah.
Dash through class tables and
shit.
all of these. It was normal behaviour.
He
was just running amok. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think her trauma led her to abusive relationships with men. Not even men, I can't even say with the one partner, because the type of trauma you wasn't even allowed to experience other men from what I saw, innit? You see what I'm saying? And then
she was on lock with one brother.
She was on lock with a brother.
abusive.
He was abusive. He was extremely abusive. Yeah, you can't do much around him. Old school bad boy. So it was a different element. It wasn't just like a man with a temper. It came with other stigmas and the same respecting that dad had. But now this is like a British version of it all. So I'm used to the behaviours, but it's just like, it's a British thing now. So I'm clocking, okay, it's not just cultural over here. It's not just Morocco. It's kind of like a type of people now that I'm seeing, innit? You get it? Because it's out the house now. Do you know what I mean? Eventually, same thing. He realised, big brother, you get me? But that's jumping it. So before all of that, best friend, raised her. I was on the roads making money, but I was also working. I would give her my paycheck and I'd keep my hustling money so she could just deal with my nephew, and I raised my nephew.
Why she was in her mid-20s. Why is it that you needed to do all that?
Because...
And how old was you?
I was about 17, 18.
So why was you hustling and then giving her a paycheck, and why was you doing that?
I didn't really understand what she was going through fully, so she had my full sympathy for. So whatever you needed, I gave you, and if I heard that you needed this, I'd overdo it. So instead of giving you this, I'd give you that. You get me?
Okay, but she had the man at the same time.
In and out, like he gel in and out, doing his thing. They split up, they're back together. It was just crazy. A lot more happened. Obviously, man was younger. I didn't get too into it, but there was just so much going on for her. So for me, it was just like, well, do you know what? Yeah, you're not working at the moment here. You get me? Every time you go to work, man's telling you about, oh, you're with this work colleague and that work colleague, and oh, don't go to work, you got to stay at home. Do you know what I mean? So in my head, it's like, all right, cool. Then one day I was shown that, like, there's a certain lifestyle that she's into. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to certain substances and things like that.
Nitty. Well, was she nitty or just dabbling in?
I think a functioning nitty. Because a nitty to me is, if you ain't got it, you ain't got control of yourself at all.
Tea or coffee?
And I saw signs of that coffee.
Coffee? Fuck you there.
And I saw signs of that. And you know what I mean? And back in the day, it was like, you see, like that era as well, it was speed and Molly and ecstasy and so partying and raving and nightlife and bad boy boyfriend and everything just kind of meshed and got caught up, and then
she ended up on the coffee.
Yeah, and then you're a rude girl. So now you're doing mad things and you're just like certain beatings, it sounds crazy, but certain ones I was like, oh shit, maybe you deserve that one, because I put myself in these shoes. Like, if a girl was moving this mad in front of me, like, oh, how would I react?
Like, how mad? What she
like it's behavior. It's loud. It's in your face. And at that age, to me, I got a breaking point, innit? Do you know what I mean? Now I could conduct myself differently and just like generously move you out the way. Do you know what I mean? But back then, I would have headbutt you, kind of thing in my brain. Like, I can't deal with all of this in my face right now. That's crazy.
She's spazzing out.
Spazzing out, and to calm you down is to lick you down. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so I kind of understood certain things, but then I spent enough time around there to see the whole other side of the spectrum of abuse, innit? Do you know what I mean? And it was crazy. Like I mentioned, Nelly poster, grinder to the face, and all of them.
Because she had a Nelly poster, man, that's the grinder.
Yeah, because you dashed the grinder. Do you know what I mean? And then I just think eventually he saw me growing up. He saw that I was seeing more, and then eventually I think that thing just naturally just faded. Do you know what I mean? But then it got to a point now where my sister decided that I was gonna deal with the brunt of everything, innit? And I weren't too sure why, because like I said, like, raw, she's like my rib, innit? Like, that's my dog, innit? You know what I'm saying? So in my brain, it's like, raw, anybody but man. But then I also understand some certain
So
times.
this is your blood sister?
It's my blood sister, my blood sister. She was my best friend, like my baby sister. Not even my baby sister. She's older than man, but that's my baby sister, my baby girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I treated her, innit? As my little sis, innit? You know what I'm saying?
You say she broke up with the dude?
Yeah, and then before the breakups, because there was always breakups, and I always used to think, why'd you go back? But then there's a lot of psychological
we break up
to make up. But there's a lot of psychological aspects that I weren't deep in as a youth man. Yeah. But now I'm in no way, shape or form classified as a psychologist, but I do have psychology books. And I love them type of things because you just get to understand why. The why to what you was going through is kind of clearer when you understand it from a psychological perspective, innit? But that's when you gain wisdom as an older man. And that's even if you decide to delve into all of that, innit? Yeah. I just happen to do so. Do you know what I mean? So cool now. Madness is continuing to go on. Can't say too much on the build up to it all, but she spazzed out and she told a group of serious people that I was coming to harm them. I believe, without knowing fully, I believe they associated me to my group of friends and looked at what could be as opposed to what it actually was. And they reacted first. So they caught me around the area that I grew up around and whatever, and pit bulls and machines and things was there, innit? You know what I'm saying? And it was a serious moment, innit? Do you know what I mean? But then my area was super community and that, and they weren't part of that community or the area, innit? So somebody saw them and they saw the trouble that I was in. And luckily, all of a sudden, the ends it was outside. It was already around the corner. It was a hot day. But all of a sudden, they're where I am. And I never forget Little Lavelle, from Angeltown. Brother, wherever you are in the world, if you're still alive or not, I send the most regards to you, bro. Cause he cut you and was like, what? You think you're gonna trouble my man? Never that. A man said, what? So he was known, innit? You know what I'm saying? So he had a bit of a status to make the other people look like, maybe,
Speak now,
maybe not.
Messy.
They didn't say that bro was connected or nothing like that. Yeah. So we managed to scave it. We brought a couple of the man them brought out their pit bulls or whatever, and then the other man them just clocked like, whatever happens now, whether you ring or not, is something bad's gonna happen, innit? And this is all going to end crazy. Little did my sister know I'm in a life or death situation, and if it wasn't for the one brother, I don't know what the next 5 to 10 minutes was gonna encounter by myself as a little skinny marga you and cool. I had a little
as well. I think people hear if people hear this, they'd probably maybe imagine I don't know, but it
was I was skinny. Like I always used to say I'm from the city where the skinny brothers get popping, like they ride out. Do you know what I mean? But when you're faced with a load of them and it's like, oh shit, like this is peak, and I know their reputation, so everything in one is like what's presented in front of man, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh right, cool, you get me, sis.
So that situation got kind of squashed for that second, or what?
Yeah, that was finished from them, and then they knew that like, raw, that's just a no, and luckily they understood it, and then sis went back and was like, oh, I got it wrong. It wasn't him, it was somebody else trying to salvage whatever she was trying to salvage. But over here now, everything was broken. And broken in the sense where the person that I'm looking at that I probably loved the most in the world at that time, like literally just dashed man to the wolves for no apparent reason. Nothing. I done nothing to you. I never bad-minded you. I never spoke a bad word on you. I boxed man up for you. I made man know don't. You know what I'm saying? Like proper outside. If anything, I was risking my life for your stupidity. But because I was young, it's like, no, that's sis. That's just like I'm not pulling her up on anything. Whether she's right or wrong, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? But that's just a mental way of living, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Especially if sis is part of the troublemaking environment.
Like 10 years
old, do you know what I mean? Drawing me out.
That's unfortunate, man. So from she did that, what did you do? You just cut ties from her?
Yeah, I cut ties from her, but ran with the pain. So it's like, cool, you cut ties from here, but now everything else in my way is destruction. You get me? And I found like, cool. Like minor example, but beating somebody up was easier. because all I needed to do was think of one thing. You get me? You see what I'm saying? Or the both of them combined, my dad and my sis combined, mental.
Did you ever speak to her after that?
She came back round years later. It had to be 7, 8 years later. Cool, went home or whatever. These times I was living at mumsy's and that. Walked in, cool, she's there. Oh, hi, bro. Can we talk kind of thing. But to me, everything was just shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I had this thing on my brain of how an apology was meant to go if there ever was one.
Yeah.
But it was so shit to me. Is that I'm saying?
Well, how she was dropping stuff.
Yeah, it was obviously, what happened back then? I didn't mean it. And I think it was just a lot of, let me just say this so he could say, cool, no problem. We're just back to norms, innit? But I've never said to her, I probably never said it to her because I never knew until I was an older man to observe my own self, innit? But I've never said to her that her thing added to my dad's thing, added to everything else that was going on in man's life, led to a lot. And maybe without that, life could have been a little bit different, innit? You see what I'm saying? But what am I meant to do after that? Because now I got to look at everybody else if sis did that and dad did that, what are you prepared to do to man? Do you know what I mean? But it's mad. And that's obviously where the beauty of our friendship comes into it. Because then all 20 years later, you're still my dog and no knife dead in my back ever. You see what I'm saying? Not even a small indication of anything ever being untoward in terms of me. Do you know what I mean?
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
That is important because especially when you have lots of examples of people that are disloyal or snaky or whatever, man, that shit can put you off from forming, relationships with people.
100%.
So I can see where you're coming from. I think I've always been a person where even if I've been burnt here, I've kind of treated a new person with a fresh lens. I've always had that, and I feel like that has probably been a superpower up to a certain degree. But then even a man like me who's super forgiving and whatever, you can see my personality changed through the years where I've become more of an isolated, reclusive person, more because all them times my shit's been taken for granted. Not all them times, but there's lots of examples of people throwing your good nature back in your face.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I feel it's a bit of a job. It's a bit of a job to actually learn how to do the work that makes you be able to wipe the slate clean and give fresh people a chance should you choose to. Right?
Do you know what I would say? Do you know how I've learned to treat this thing? It's like a bruise. So when it happens again, I feel pissed, but I don't need a reaction. So it's almost like I know what that feels like already, so I'm gonna deal with that. You get me? So that's cool. And I almost give everybody that one opportunity to do that so I don't take it personal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's. You
get me? And
give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Do you know what I mean? kind of thing. So it's all right, cool. Well, you did that. So I'm all right with everybody until they show me the one indication. And the one indication is enough for me. But luckily, as I said before, once I met bro now, and then the amount of love that man was showing, man, and bringing man up and whatever, that made it good for the next 10 years of people in my life. Because it was all right. Examples you bridged the gap, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it's all right.
Unfortunately, out in this world, with so many people out in this world, you don't often come across, people from outside that can become your family and actually, just hold it down. There's a lot of good people out there, but for some reason, when a lot of people are on their journeys, especially as youths, it might be harder to see who the good people are. There's probably bare good people that was trying to reach out in their own way, But man, you know what? It goes back to what you said about relating. You understand? When you find someone that you can relate to, don't matter how different you are, you see elements of them that you can relate to, and then you can accept. Maybe you even had barriers up. Maybe I had barriers up growing up. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or maybe I have barriers up still.
No, man,
but
definitely.
certain people, you're just I like him. She's cool. Do you know what? They got a good vibe. You know what? We got a good energy. I read something the other day, online, and it said something about how they found out that, they believe that a high percentage of good friends share similar DNA. I was like, I knew you'd fucking know.
Yeah!
Dickhead.
Yeah! For those that don't know, there's Nigerian in my ancestry.
Yeah. Is that how you're saying it?
That's
say
exactly.
It say it correctly. Say it scientifically.
There
Give me
is.
let's get numbers out there.
Why? Why
What do you mean, why?
I got to draw for numbers.
Like,
Just know I am. You hear me? Yeah? All right.
Bro,
Portuguese, Moroccan, Nigerian. There
His
we
brother's
go.
9% Senegalese. Yeah?
No.
But he's talking about Nigeria. I don't get it.
It's
1%
cool.
Nigeria.
It's cool. They did
1%.
It's cool. That's all I needed. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, kick through the door. Bow. 1%. Dead.
Man, I would love to do my DNA, my ancestry.
You know what? It's interesting.
I would fucking love to do it.
And listen, yeah, I'm not sitting here 100% believing what I saw. But it was bloody interesting, mate. I tell you. So I would say do it. Well, do you think that it would be mad? Like,
Do you know why I don't want to do it? I don't want to sign the data thing and give them, like, I don't want to do that. I don't
how many
want
times you been nicked, bro?
No, yeah, that's cool, but like exactly what you said is I even thought that, and then someone said to me, yeah, but there's a difference between like the criminal thing and then the commercial thing. When you do the commercial thing, you literally fall into a trap of them legally being able to sell your data and your information. Whereas it would at least be them breaking a law for them to share your criminal DNA thing.
They're
So
probably buying your data off the feds.
but that would be illegal. But it's like, so what? You're just gonna give it up then? Yeah. I'm just thinking, ooh, because what if they just waited? What if they created that loophole just so that they can get it freely?
But what are they gonna know that your passport don't know or already show?
No, it's not about what they don't. What do you mean?
Like,
what are they gonna know about?
Yeah, what new information are they gonna be given that something like your passport or a hospital document or a doctor's appointment?
Who?
That,
From your DNA. No, it's your DNA, cuz.
Yeah, but
forget the information.
But don't that come from like blood and that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They got your DNA already.
No. But you gave them.
Cool, but they've already took it. So they've already done it. Do you know what I mean?
I do definitely hear you, but I'm wary of just signing a piece of paper with bare small print that says, hold that. And now it's in a bank somewhere. I don't like that. You know what I'm like. I don't need bottles around. I don't like DNA.
What are you saying though? Straight Nigerian?
What is straight Nigerian? Like Nigerian isn't an ethnicity.
I was gonna say, does that
it's tribes there's tribes within Nigeria. I'm gonna say I think I got a very high percentage of the tribes that that my family are from, like namely the Igbo tribe and whatnot. I think there's a high percentage of that, but I do think there's gonna be some strange shit in there.
Portuguese,
dickhead,
100%. You got a Portuguese beard.
Bro,
you got the
bro. Don't
Carvalho.
piss me off. Don't piss me off. Man said no.
And you
Man
got
said Portuguese
at least 2%.
Now what?
At least 2%. I promise you, bro. If you ever had, don't show me. Don't show me. I'm buying you the Portugal shirt with Ronaldo on the back. We're going to eat at Castello's. We're getting pastel nata. We're going foro. I promise you, bro.
Man said they did the full Portuguese shebang.
Outside. Hey! I'm telling you.
You know what? If we go, you wear the Niger, I wear the Portuguese.
Easy.
Thing. I don't want any Portuguese DNA, you know. I'm not. No offense, brother.
I can't even say I hope you do, because there could be ramifications to my hope. But if there was,
what do you mean?
Because obviously Portugal was doing a mad thing in the slavery.
Oh yeah, so you hope my ancestors were.
No, I 8 miled it. I said no, this ain't happening because
Say me, you, Denalva, you get me, roll out, you get me, and fucking Annabelle.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Hey.
You get me, but don't ever let me see that you've.
And that's another thing, because I remember I watched. Who Do You Think You Are? I think is the name of the show. They used to take like celebrities and that and do their ancestry and trace them. And
was that the one with the big red book?
No, that's This Is Your Life. Who Do You Think You Are was like a newer show where it's about DNA testing and finding out who you were and whatever. And then there was one where it was like a black people special. It was like a black people special thing, yeah. And they said They got all these black people, men and women, and it was like, yeah, let's try and find out where you're from. I think they was from America. They may have been from America. And then one woman, she done her DNA test. Bro, from this DNA test, they're saying that they traced the exact village where her relatives still live in.
Bro, the exact village.
They're saying you got relatives in this village that share like 99 whatever percent of your DNA or whatever it is, yeah? So they flew her over there. Like, I think it was somewhere in Ghana, a village in Ghana. And she's rolling up, you hear
yeah, festival time. Yeah.
Welcome home, sister. Rare. They all grabbed her up, hugged her up. She was bawling. Like, rare. They're saying like, yeah, genetically, this is my cousin or whatever, rare. And then it's deep. And I think she kind of looked like them as well, rare. So next brother, same thing. Like fucking Zimbabwe or something, or Kenya or something. You get me? Welcome home, brother. And then there's some next black brother, right? Bro, Mama said, your great-grandfather was German. Right? Like, he went back a certain point, and then the rest of his family was German.
Mental.
He was pissed. Pissed.
So do you know what I learned? Do you know what I learned today?
Hey.
There's a chance you're Portuguese.
Dickhead.
There's still a chance.
No, I mean, you could be darker than me.
You're
and
definitely from Lisbon.
Bro, don't do that to me.
Lisbon,
You're not gonna have to be from Lagos. You have to be from Lagos.
No, that's the Nigerian side. I'm talking the Portuguese part.
No, I'm talking Lagos in Portugal.
Alright, cool, even that then.
Lagos, last you let call it. What do you call it? Lagos?
Large.
Huh?
It's the roll of the tongue.
Large.
That was mad.
Why was it mad? Large. Go on.
Large. You got to roll the tongue.
What? Large. What's that?
What it's called? You know, Lagos.
But it is Lagos though.
No, that's British shit.
No. But it's named after Lagos though.
Alright, cool. But even in Nigeria, they say Lagos
actually,
like Lagos.
Lagos is named by Portugal.
Swear down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know, fuckery.
Sorry.
Lagos is a Portuguese. They took that from Portugal, I believe.
Yeah. But
fuckery.
Yeah, fuckery. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fuckery story. I'm sorry on behalf.
You don't need a Port Harcourt somewhere to balance it out.
River State.
River State foot. That's it, Rivers. Hey.
Yeah, you're therefore from the ends though.
Nah. I think what I reckon is in there is like Somali or Ethiopian, some shit like that. Yeah. There's definitely some. You get me? We got some Cushitic up in there. I believe anyway. This is what I think. This is my belief. And I don't think there's any European, man.
But cool. So when you went Nigeria, did all of your family members actually look Nigerian?
That is the dumbest question.
No, why? Because
did all your family look Nigerian?
Yeah, like in the
Do
sense
I look
of,
Nigerian?
Was there any?
Do I look like Nigerian?
I don't know. You're just gentleman. Bro.
Exactly. So what do you mean? If you're from Nigeria,
when you go to Portugal or you're Morocco, bro, you can see
Portuguese women got hard face still.
Yeah, hot, bro. Some of them look like birds. I swear down, they got like birdie faces.
Oh, like birdish,
yeah,
beakish.
Like but what I mean is, do you notice any mixed heritage in any of your family that you've met?
Not that I'm aware of. Like, get me? Not that I'm aware of. But they are definitely different, all kinds of different shades.
Yeah.
But not that I'm aware of, man.
Okay.
You know, and I went back to like my ancestral village. Do you know what I mean? On my dad's side, and I went to like the oldest house in the village, and I met my oldest living relative.
Yeah.
My like a great uncle or something like that.
How old?
He's gay. He's probably not devout right now.
Yeah.
Like he's old.
The oldest.
Yeah, he was old. So I don't know how old he was. I'm gonna guess this brother was like, I don't know, in his 90s. But then who knows? He could have been older. Yeah, he's old, man.
So cool. Jeds is on the plane on the way to Nigeria. Yeah. Everything that you're trying to think of in your mind, is that what you meet when you get there? Like environment, people, everything, feelings, emotions.
You know what's so weird, yeah? Funny you say that. I'm not really a person that does too much of that. Like creating a false image to be disappointed by what it really is. I don't do that often. Maybe like, you know, like even when I order food and then I'll be like, this is shit. But I'm not like, I thought this would be banging. I can see the picture, I can see it's all presented, but I know that sometimes what you expect ain't what you get. So I try not to expect too much. So I went there without too much expectation and just let the experience be what it was, right? Because I really didn't know what to expect. When I got there, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know what the airport was gonna look like. I had no vision, so I just jumped in there. And that's me. I'll just jump head first into something.
Was it scary?
No, it was exciting.
Oh, okay.
It was exciting. I was not scared. The only time the only fear became part of my holiday when the concerns of my family members became like almost restrictive. Get me? Like, so
you can't get about.
I can't get about.
You can't just go down there.
You know, we've been away together. Anywhere I go,
outside.
We're outside and we're dead there. We're walking. I got to be able to walk around, cuz.
100%.
Get me? They're telling me I can't walk around or rare. I'm trying to run to the shop. Man's telling me, no, you can't go. Like, rare. Someone's got to come with you, to the point where man's telling me, take your little brother with you. I'm like, my little brother. Like, what the hell is he gonna do if he goes mad? Like, you get me?
But he's the known face.
Right. Do you know what I mean?
So little bro is
like, do you know what I'm saying?
Mad.
That's it? And like, take a mascot with you that shows you're from dead there. From round here.
Otherwise,
I don't know. There was no confidence in get me?
Yeah, don't walk down the road by yourself. Man
weren't advising that. They're just like, I don't really want that. And it's like, it's mad because you know, it's like turbulent times out there. Can't really rely on the police like that, and things have gone in. My dad's yard's been robbed. My grandma's been tied up. Do you know what I mean? They've shot a dog with an AK-47. After the first robbery attempt,
while you're there?
Nah, after the first, like they tried to rob. They come to the yard to try and rob the yard. Yeah, and the dogs come and done their thing. One of the dogs, I think this dog's called Rocky. I think. Just done their thing. You get me? Man had to breeze back out or whatever. The dogs was dogging. You get me? So then I think like a month later or something, these men come back over. Shot the dog. Shot the dog.
I know what's over the wall now.
Yeah. Shot the dog and then come in and then it's like tied up man's grandma, demanding money and that. And from the way my dad tells the story, like it was quite a harrowing thing. Him and his basically his mum-in-law is tied up, and he was like, you know what? It was such a good thing that my daughters were at boarding school or at college. They were away, because he was like, if the daughters were there, like my sisters are beautiful and that, you get me? He feels like it would have been a grapey thing or something. And once they grapey, they probably might have done your dance. They might have just gone dark. He's just glad that his young daughters weren't there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's mad. They tried to they went a yard, another yard across the road kind of thing. They went and robbed that yard, and it was the pastor's yard. So they went to rob, and they went into the pastor's yard, and the pastor was fought for his life, and they chopped off his arm.
Madness.
They chopped off his arm in the fight, but he done his thing. Like he fought. Get me, and they ended up chopping off his arm. Do you
know what's mad, yeah? Just to cut you quickly, I know a pastor that said he went to the maddest part of Jamaica, and on Sundays, like, they were shooting, so people couldn't go to church and whatever. And the only reason why he was allowed to talk to the Don Dada over there was because he was a pastor. The one rule of the gangsters then was, don't touch a pastor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, in Nigeria, they're even heartless. Man's trying to move to the pastor.
Anyone could get it.
You know what I mean? But, man, Nigeria was a very beautiful experience, man. Like, when I went there, it was so amazing. But, like, due to family politics and who I am and who my people are and whatnot, you know what I mean? And obviously my mum went to Nigeria and she got shot, she got murdered. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it ain't a joke. So this thing, so, you know what I mean? Our thing's separate. Yeah, you gotta listen. And I kind of get that. They and it's like they didn't want that poetry of, imagine how many years later her son comes to Nigeria and he gets clapped too.
Same thing,
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, buying out. I just feel like I just never really got to. I just never got to immerse myself into the place that I wanted to, in the way I wanted to, and I think it's much of a longer journey to become part of or to really inhale. There was just so much things going on. But I mean, Nigeria's a beautiful thing, man. That's
What's the best thing you experienced out there?
I don't know, man. I had many good moments, man. Okay. There was bare vibes. You saw me, bro. I sent you pictures. Man, I'm smiling from my heart, even thinking about it. I tell you what the best thing was being part of a family, bro. Because I'm very much been an orphan, all on my own, no family, no siblings, get me, nothing. And then to have little brothers, little sisters, in varying age, to sit down at night and be chatting to my one of my little sisters, who was around 20-something at the time, and she's asked me about London and life, and she's telling me about her private life and how things have been for her, and we're connecting on certain things, and that's a beautiful thing. Of course. To be riding in a car with my dad. Do you know what I mean? And have my uncle in the back. That's get me. So when I'm taking pictures, I'm looking at these pictures yo, I'm doing the cheesiest smile because I'm just happy. And this is the person I am. I'm not even. Some man might go there with grudge in their heart because yo, where the fuck you been, bro? And me, I'm just happy to be around my pops. You know, you're lucky to have a son like me. Because some people, you can't even shout at your youths nowadays, and they're not holding some kind of grudge. Do you know what I'm saying?
Did he have a full understanding about who was walking in as his son?
Nah. They man don't. You get me? Staring at my tattoos, and then obviously. But in Nigeria, Nigerians are encouraged to have two faces. One for respect and one for who you are. So the one for respect is for elders and being in public and rare, so you know that your Nigerian brethren's gonna fix up when auntie comes in. Because this is how he was raised, or what? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or he's gonna. That's how it should be anyway. Not saying everyone, but so that being said. I was kind of on point when I was around Pops and Rare. Then after a while, I realised I could be a lot more relaxed and rare. So obviously the mask slips and you start seeing more of my personality. But from the jump though, they loved me, man. It was a real blessing for him. I could see he felt like a weight was off his shoulders because but he didn't do nothing to facilitate that. That's all down to his brother, my uncles, and me.
Did you see yourself in him? Like personality traits or like look-alike or?
I can't say so. I don't think so, you know. You saying jacket baby? I don't. Do you know what? I don't think so, you know. I tell you one thing. He's kind of built. One thing was cracking me up. He was so. One thing was, he was so proud that I was there. Yeah, of course. And it gave me joy, even though I'm thinking, you're Jinnles, because you ain't this ain't nothing. You ain't patting nothing, you get me? But I'm here, and you're walking with your big son, and your big son's big sonning. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, and, you know what I mean? It's mad. I tell you, okay, you know what? Here, the happiest experience I had was having all my family around a table at a restaurant. And my little brother, my cousin, my uncles, his wife, my other uncle, my stepmom, my dad, my little sisters, and I had them all around the table. And my uncle he sang a song. My sisters can sing. Two of my sisters have got fucking mad voices. Yeah. My sisters can sing, bruv. So there's a musical thing that's there. Bro. One of my sisters, I'm just thinking, yo, I need to get this chick to London and get a fucking record deal. We've gone clear. Singing, bro. Big up my sisters, man. Anyway, at the table where and then my uncle says, because I'm basically leaving in a couple of days or leaving in a day or two. You get me? So he's come together for this dinner. I've been out there for 6 weeks. And everyone's going around the table saying something to me. Bro, so it's like, my sister starts talking, said, yeah, I just want you to know we're so proud of you and rare, and I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
I'm like, raw, okay. My little brother, it's time for him to speak. My man can't get the words out, bro. He's so emotionally touched by my presence and the fact that I'm leaving, and he's just crying, and I'm just like, yo, come on, get me, it's cool. It's so deep. Then my uncle says, yo, boom, I'm gonna sing a song. I didn't even know this brother could sing, bro. My man opened his mouth. I've got it on camera. I've got the footage there. My man opens his ears, and all I can hear, opens his voice, and all I can hear is R. Kelly or something, bro. Like, it was so silky, smooth, very rare. And he's singing this song about wherever you go, just know that you're repping us. Wherever you go, just know we're rare. And you know what? Like, I don't know if I think it's his song. And he was like, talking about, you are a light to us. And bro, I swear that, bro, my man sang, he's in verse 1. He sang like 8 bars. Bar 9. I'm like, bar 10. I'm like, By the time he's got to the hook, bro, and I was filming it. You can see it. I'm like, singing, and you see the camera go, bro. Man just starts bawling, bro. Like, mad emotion, because I'm like, raw. I've been like concrete this whole time, cuz like, I've been holding it down. Like, I'm saying to them, if you lot knew the way I was holding shit down on my own, you lot would be so fucking proud of me. Like, I'm like I'm a whole world away from this. Like, all you lot have got this whole thing going to each other's houses and family, like, you know, one person's sick, everyone's concerned, getting together, doing whatever, going church together, bro. I've been on my own with nothing. You get me?
All this time.
Even really when my mum was around, we was alone on my J's. I didn't have that. I always wanted like an older brother or I had an older brother, but he died. But I always wanted like a, you know, and like cousins that was devout, because being from the ends, one, having cousins and family, that's like power.
100%.
And like backup. And it's like, it's gladiator school out there. So I'm in gladiator school on my own. Do you know what I mean? And it would have been nice, you know what I mean? Friday evening, it would have been nice to have brothers and that to be playing about like how my youths play. When I look at my youths and I see their life, and I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm so proud of like,
what they could be on. 100%.
You grew up with a brother, and even though there was fuckery going in, you had a brother in it.
Bro.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had a brother. Like, most of your memories, he was devout. Or
100%.
you know, it's just nice. Even having a sister, like, just nice, man, having that family unit. So, like, that just filled me with so much joy for that moment, right? But also sadness, because I knew it was coming to an end. And I weren't sure how consistent this thing was going to become. My intention was that we're locked in now. Yeah. Anyway, so I sang that song, rare. My dad went to do a speech. And he's breaking down. So everyone's broken down. Anyway, I was going to say something. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. And then come to the end of the night or whatever, and we're going on, or we're ready to pack up the rare. And like, do you know, paying that bill for everyone. Everyone was trying to fight me. Yeah, of course. Break my hand, break my leg.
No way you're paying.
Do you know what I mean?
Kind of thing. Yeah.
But you know, paying for that meal, which I'll be honest, I feel like financially I would have struggled to do that in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
But like, my paper's long in Nigeria. My papers, my stacks is stacking, cuz. Like, I mean, it's even a joy to have a wallet full of fucking cash. Even though this amounts to like fucking £30. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, bro, money was stretching, and that's another thing. What I remember is like, you know what, going to countries where your money can stretch and your money can actually give you, like, it's like, it is nice still.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
man.
that upped my grind still.
Yeah. Especially when it's like like Morocco, for example. You go out there, money stretching.
Dirhams.
Money stretching, cuz.
You know what I mean?
You get me?
Yeah,
you get the whole family
not stretching
out.
so much when you're in the fucking souk and these men are fucking trying to. But yeah, Morocco's getting a bit more expensive as well.
It depends though, because like if you're going tourist areas, then yeah, of course they're making their money. But you go like my hometown, for example, like it's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, tourist. Yeah, it's true. We get to the equivalent of Leicester Square. I'm going Marrakesh, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, you go like the little side ends and that, like where man comes from and that. Then yeah, man, it's cool.
So yeah, paying for that meal, having that meal and paying for that meal, and just like the emotion, the sentiment.
Yeah.
As a people watcher, and not even that, there was half of me that was happy, like happy for Jeds. I was happy for Jediah. Like I was proper gas for him. I was like, you know what, bro? You fucking deserve this, bro.
Yeah.
So there was because I'm a bit detached from things at times as well. I could be in it, but I'm also detached. So I'm analysing the thing, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gas for you. So that was a moment. I think deep down in my heart, I felt like I probably won't get this again in this way.
Yeah. Did they ever get any view into your life or what it had been for you?
The Nigerian way is weird because either they ask you bare direct questions or they don't really, they just make us something, they don't really pry. But yeah, I think my uncle was aware of like, you know, my criminal record and I'd been to jail. I think that's when he first found out about me. One time I was in jail. So I think he knew about this. And I spoke openly with my uncles, and not so much my dad, but I think I think it was hard to get to the point of that conversation of just like how you'd left me in the state of how I'd survived and what, like, because it's like, yo, bruv, I might as well have been dead.
Yeah.
So when I pop up, I would have wanted to, like, if it happened to me, if my son has popped up, I want to know about your life. I want to know what you've been through, what you've read, like, and the fact that you're not even blaming me or whatever, that's even better. So let me just find out what the fuck have you gone through? What was life like for you? But I think maybe Nigerian men are a bit different, or he was a bit different, so he never got to that. I remember one time, we're going to see my mum's grave. And we're driving. No, do you know what? It ain't even that time. So next time we're driving in the car. Yeah. And in my head, I said, yeah, today's the day I'm going to ask, man.
Yeah.
Like, get me? I planned it. Like, cause you know what? I think this was the day where we took the journey to the village and it was a long drive. And I was like, today, I'm going to say, yo, what happened? Like, as in, because my mum's passed away before I got to certain ages of being able to reason with her, I don't know on an adult level what my history was and why it went the way it went and why.
What did you get told as a young'un?
Nothing really. No bad mouthing, no bad minding. Just your dad left me. Your dad left me. That was it. Get me?
Yeah, but go on. You're on the trip.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say, yo, Dad, and you know what? It got to the point where I even convinced myself that asking my dad what happened between him and my mum was rude. That's what I convinced myself.
Yeah.
I convinced myself that it would come across as me being rude. Like, we got this. There's an honor. We got this thing, bro, where it's like, generally, you don't ask your parents certain questions. I mean, certain men do, and when I hear them doing it, it feels disrespectful. I was raised in a way where you don't ask your parents shit.
Yeah, of course.
Like, about big man things. Like, like my youths would run around and scream my first, middle, and last name and think it's Bance, or scream their mum's name and think it's Bance. Like, but for us to do stuff like that would be mad. No, you can't do asking your parents how old are they, or certain things, just like, get me.
You can't do that.
Like, even fixing to say, how did you meet Dad? Like, I find an appropriate time to get into those type of conversations. So I feel like maybe there's like a barrier between children and parents, that kind of makes it hard to ask personal questions. So even though it's about my life and that, I fully feel aware of me asking this big man that everyone calls Chief
Yeah, like, dude,
about his business.
I
But
feel
it's
like
my
he-
life though.
Yeah, I feel like he might have turned around and said, "You're here now."
Do you know, like, and even them type of things kind
And
of
he
were.
might even pat you on the leg.
Yeah,
like,
he's
it's
kind of,
cool, like,
he said little things like, yo, I'm a good guy, and I know, despite what it may look like, but
So he
it's
kind of
nah, but we skirting around the thing, bruv. And I think I've learnt to be a little bit more direct with him over the phone, but that's phone badness.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
bad on. You get me? I'm a net warrior. I'm bad on. Yeah, I can be a little bit more direct.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest with you, I also thought to myself, like, who is it for? Who is it for? Like, who is it actually for? The information. Who is it for, bruv?
And it just clarity though.
For what though? Clarity of what? Why?
To
Like,
feel, to you know, like
you
got-
weren't there, bro. You could have good reasons or bad reasons, but you weren't there. And you're not going to say that mum was blocking you and stopping you and you was trying so hard. You're not going to do that. So whatever the reasons were, she cheated on you, you cheated on her, or you decided you didn't like her no more, you wanted to go back to Nigeria and she didn't want to go, or she was a bitch, or you was a bastard, or you was violent, whatever it was, that ended up in my whole life you not being there, because you didn't leave when I was like 4 years old, bro. You get me? You cut from Shirley, you get me?
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was. Maybe about 2. Maybe that is the last picture I can see myself with my dad. Maybe about 2. But I look 2. But like looking at my youths and that, they're all the same. They look older than they are. I probably might not have been 2. I don't know. So to this day, you get me? I chat to my dad on WhatsApp certain times. You get me? I lost my phone. I need to plug him back in. I'm like, yo, pops. I've got to the point where now I've started asking him about historical things, ancestral things, and things that he mentioned when I was out there that like I didn't need to. What did you mean by that? Like, what, we're rare. So I asked him about tribal things and like, you know what I mean? And then I asked his opinion on the world on certain aspects. I've even come to him with a dilemma, just to like say, I just gave him a dilemma. And I said, yo, Dad, listen, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, I think for whatever reason, he needs a son that's going to push and push and push. He needs, maybe you're set in your ways or whatever, or maybe you're shy. I could see a shy side of him as well, where you know you've done so much, you know you've not done so much that maybe you feel awkward to just reach out and...
And I know the older generation, I don't feel like the older generation, dads anyway, are much of reacher outers. I feel like, cool, once you're old, you've had a good relationship with your dad and you're old and you leave the nest, you see your dad when it's dinner time because mummy called you, and you say, well, go on to your dad when you're on the phone to your mum.
Right,
That's how I kind of see that. You know what I'm saying? So, but...
That, you know what? Good dads don't get a lot of ratings, you know.
No.
Unfortunately,
they're
on whole.
Yeah.
Persistent dads. And fatherhood is something that, you know, I can never claim to... I can't talk about fatherhood with the biggest chest.
No.
Because I feel like I'm too aware of my own failures. Yeah. So I'd always approach the subject of fatherhood humbly.
I'm still trying to master it now.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do my thing, and if I'm corrected by someone, I take heed and
But you know what? Going back full circle, talking about your pops, and I was trying to find out that maybe he was reenacting some shit that he'd seen growing up, or
do you know what
he hasn't seen.
I investigated. Because my nan...
Because there's other kids, isn't it?
Yeah, there's other kids, and everyone else was cool. And if you met his brother, I thought the brother was going to be the same as him. Man, see, uncle, he was so blessed. I go down to the bus station in La Roche. You get me? He's passed away now. I go down to the bus station in La Roche and sitting there and watch him just doing conductor, because dad left me there to the day to go pattern up and do whatever he's doing and whatever. And he was a fun unk. You see what I'm saying? And then there was... five sisters, 2 sons, including my dad, innit? You know what I'm saying? The aunties, everyone was cool, everyone was levels, but there was one sister that was the female version of him. And her and my mum. Yeah. One time she called her stupid.
Is it?
My mum, but it was she was describing everyone's kids and said, yeah, we love over there and we love them and them ones there, Lena's one, stupid.
Shut up.
And my mum caught wind of it, you get me?
Yeah.
But now my mum's just like, I'm taking whatever's later. Yo, come here, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because there was
Did it get sticky for your mum?
100% because there was something about this one sister. She ran my dad.
Right.
You get me? And you see when he was the big boss in that,
Yeah.
if sis said, come, give me something, he's up, go and make sure I don't talk. He was on for that particular sister. So whatever
Was she older than him?
She was older than him. So whatever they went through,
Yeah,
no, she weren't older than him. She was younger than him.
Yeah.
She's younger than him. Whatever they went through, I don't know, because he was the only sister as well that he would try to leave us with when she lived in East London because she was in Morocco and then she moved over to East London and we was there a couple times and we used to stay there and whatever and she looked like him, exactly like him, you get me, and was very coarse and rude and horrible, do you know what I mean? But everyone else was nice.
So let me ask you something. What advice, okay, if you could sum up your dad in 3 words, sum it up. Sum him up.
In 3 words?
Yeah, 3 words. Yeah, sorry, because I realised I was facing away from the. I don't know if Maverick's even listening, but if you could pick up what I was saying, if you could sum up your father in 3 words, what would it be?
That's difficult still, but let's try it. Unregretful. I don't see an ounce of regret in his heart or being. Oh my days, what other words would I give him? Family orientated, whether it was abuse or not. I know that's more than 1 word, but he definitely tried to show man family orientated.
Yeah, I want 3 words.
I don't know. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Fuck you, man.
You get me?
Good,
Do you
bad,
know what I mean?
ugly,
The good, the
you know?
bad, the ugly. Is what I'm saying. The good was the moments where there was dad-son moments, and it was like, oh, okay.
Give me a good dad son moment.
Oh, you took us parking it. Do you know what I mean? But if I got ice cream on my top, it's safe. Yeah. So it was an anxious park journey. You know,
with a dark cloud, when a good time turns dark.
But man's eating the ice cream like this.
You don't want this one to go left.
Yeah, you don't want it to go
Especially,
left. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I say the good, the bad, the ugly, because it was always like, oh my day. And then like the one day that he wouldn't work, yeah, was a Thursday, innit? And that was the one day that my mum is working. You get me?
So it's like, yo, this is all dad time now. This is like, not wanting to be alone with your pops. Yeah,
that was peak.
You know?
You get me? That was peak. Naturally, I was a youth that saw what my mum had to do and saw what my dad wasn't doing in terms of like household things or whatever. Yeah, so I see my mum was running the van. Yeah. She was in charge of the ship and she was making everything tick in it. You get me? Cool. Dad was working, but he extremely selfish. So his is his, innit? Mum's patterning everything, innit? But everything, cuz. Is that what I'm saying? So I do little things like, cool, I do the ironing, innit? Yeah. You get me? Or I do, and he used to bust joke and like, oh yeah, well you trying to be like your mum and wherever, and I used to think to myself, well, you're not helping her, boy. Yeah. Was your what?
Would you like to have a conversation with your dad?
Do you know
before
what?
It's too late.
It would have to, you and my little brother would have to sit there because you see that same regret that I know he hasn't got, or I sense that he hasn't got in his heart. If I ask him the wrong question, the one thing I've always been afraid of is hitting him the first hit.
No, you know, it's always it'd have to be a private conversation.
But it would be, but I don't know if I could. I honestly don't know if I've got enough of that in me at the moment or ever to hear something, hit you once, and stop hitting you after I've hit you once. Because you see that build up of all them times I thought about hitting you once and I've never ever did it. See, when I lick you once and I hit you twice.
This is the thing, yeah.
I need somebody else there.
How do you? Is there a way to release that energy before getting closure from talking to him?
Do you know what?
Is there a way?
I think it's through. Do you know what I'd say is through? prayer, because prayer is the only thing that softened my heart towards him. I've had no willingness to soften my heart towards him. I've been forced into looking at every crevice of my life and analysing it and having to understand what I need to do with it, innit? And that's what stopped me from having hate. Is that I'm saying? Bro, when this man during COVID, when he was stuck in another country and could not get back to Morocco, I'm sending the man peas every single week, hundreds. Bro,
I remember that term.
This is what I'm saying, and I'm patterning him.
Why did you do that?
Because I learned not to hate you. And one thing I also learned as well was every single man, woman, and whoever in this world has their own journey.
You don't hate him, but do you love him?
I don't know. There's nothing to love. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to love. I could like another family member that you're aware of. Like, what is there to love? You get me? That means my love must be frivolous. You get it? I must just give out my love for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because you've not...
Here's a question. Would Jesus love him?
Of course he would. But that's the difference between me and Jesus. I'm not him. Is what I'm saying? I'm not your God. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not you.
Is it a godlike quality? Is it strictly a godlike quality to love those that have done you wrong?
I think it's a godlike.
Are humans capable of that?
I think they are.
Are you capable of that?
Yeah, because it starts with forgiveness. And I forgave.
You forgive.
And I've stopped hating. But to say I love, I don't think...
you don't want to...
Yeah, I haven't reached it. And even recently, yeah, I asked the elder. My dad turned around and he was like, yeah, when I come to your house, I'm coming over here to sort out some papers. I'm coming to your house. He got told no.
You know?
Yeah, he got told no. He was like, I'm coming anyway. No, you're not in it. Is that what I'm saying? But then you see, because of what you just said, yeah, I wanted to ask how you fit the honouring your parent title. How do you fit that bracket? Because I try my best.
Do you have to be a parent to get the honour?
Or do I have to allow you to do everything you want to do in order to show you honour?
I don't think you got to dishonour yourself.
Right. Just what I'm saying.
To honour someone else.
And I explained the scenario to the elder that I was talking to at the time. And afterwards the elder said to me, you're well within your right to feel how you feel. And because I aired it as, it's actually scary having you around, because like I said, that's a genuine fear. If I hit you once, I don't know if I'm going to stop hitting you.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, I said that. I didn't say I said it to the elder. It's a genuine fear. Like if you say something wrong, or if you conduct yourself in a manner towards other family members, and I get the taste, that's scary to my brain. You get me? I might in the moment have enough to just cool, but it's scary to my brain. You see what I'm saying? So
what if you don't?
What if I don't? So I got to put myself in the position where I maintain my safety at all times.
Well, okay. Hear what? If you've truly forgiven him, bro, then you ain't got all that. You ain't got all that vim.
But this is the difference between spirit and flesh. I've forgiven him in my spirit. My flesh will finish you on a moment of a wrong memory, with you sitting in my face. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The wrong moment, the wrong attitude, the wrong energy for the day.
Okay, so then,
do you know what I mean?
And what's the process of allowing the spiritual forgiveness to like blend into to take over the flesh, or to overrule the flesh?
I think it's the more you practice being a spiritual being over a fleshly one. So the more you practice something, you become better at it, and it overturns your old traits, and so you end up walking in what you've been practicing as opposed to walking in what you've already learned. And I've noticed in some of my behaviours that's already started to happen, but I've also noticed where I lack. You see what I'm saying? And I think you're wiser if you could determine the both. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see where the progression is, but I see where I might just give it all up. You get me? And how quick does it take for somebody to just give it all up? Do you get it? So I got to be prepared for a moment like that, which is what the process of learning leads you towards. Do you get it? But I'm not at that final destination yet, because I've had times where I felt like, whoa, okay.
You've never had a conversation with your dad, like a brutally real one, like, yo, dad. When
I was young, do you know what I asked him? I said to him one time, what I said before, which I can't remember now, and the other question I asked him was, why did you boot me in the face? Because I felt like I didn't deserve that. Other times I could have been a little bit naughty or sometimes a bit mischievous or whatever, but it was still it still wasn't a fathomable beating, innit? But one time he free kicked my face and that shit sent me flying across the room, bruv. Like it was a free kick, rude boy. David Beckham things. Is what I'm saying? That shit flew me across the room, rude boy. You get me? For making too much noise. Like, well, bro, like, allow me. Like I said on the other podcast, from it turned from a palm to a fist, I knew something was changing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's just like, well, what is that? Do you know what I mean?
And you asked him, why did you boot me
I
in
asked
the face?
him, and he said to me, oh, well, you know, you called your brother idiot. So is there a point in having a conversation as a grown man? 'Cause, you know, he said to me, I remember it. He said to me, do you know this word idiot, what it means? Do you know this word is very bad? And I'm saying to him, bro,
what, that bad? What, free kick bad?
Bro, you free kicked, man. And do you know what? Me and my brother I think we was busting up PlayStation.
Yeah.
And he must have beat me on the football game.
Yeah,
or
something. Yeah,
we might have been
just a
playing
childish
Crash
thing.
Bandicoot or something. And we're arguing in there like bros do, do you know what I mean? Like the cousins them do, like we're arguing. 'Cause I thought I told you, my bro's too young to hold that type of kick. That would have done just damages, innit? So I had to hold that one, innit? Is what I'm saying? But it's mad because I spoke to my brother recently. Last week I spoke to my brother about it. And me and my brothers never had a conversation about like how we was brought up. Me and my sister, but never me and my brother. And I always used to think to myself, raw, was bro getting it like man got it?
Yeah, did
'Cause
you?
he's
Yeah.
so like,
Did you even?
but
He's more pro.
yeah,
he's more pro.
he's pro dad. Like
he's more pro.
yeah,
Pops.
like oh, that's my dad, and that's the only dad I'm ever gonna have. And so I said to him, like, well, bro, do you remember, like,
Do you remember what he was
on?
keeping up with?
And he gave me the most bad boy answer ever. He was like, yeah, but I just can't. I'm not gonna allow it to determine how I treat him. And I thought, well done, sir. Like, congratulations on you. You get me? So he could be at my brother's yard. You get me? And be cool and make dinner and do the happily family thing. And
Does he do that?
yeah, he does that. Well, no, not the new yard, because bro's moved. He's got a whole new setup and whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's due to, because I've said no to that, my yard and whatever. He's gonna venture over there, so it'll be the first time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do still see the panic in my bro's energy in his presence. I do still see that from my little bro. So this is gonna be a good little test.
Yeah, you don't
to
want your
see-
kids growing up to be afraid of you.
You know what I mean?
But you do want them to respect you.
Respect is not a problem.
yeah.
Afraid is a bit. And you know what? I don't even mind a little bit of afraid.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
but I
like
can see
because
there's
I was
a
afraid
healthy-
of. I was a healthy afraid of my mum.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get a box off my mum.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I would have been healthy afraid of my dad. Apart from the boxes
the
weren't.
extremes
It was extremes, and there's even certain ones that. There's loads of ones that man ain't gotten into.
You're not
Do
gonna
you know
get
what I
into,
mean?
but yeah,
But there's loads, bro. I finished a Fanta, and what happened next was mad. I got called greedy, and that was it. But it was three of us with a one bottle of Fanta, cuz. Me, my sister, him. I finished the last Jeggers. Is that what I'm saying? And what happened next? What proceeded to happen next off of that was mental, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a mad thing.
But like I said, it showed man what to not do, and then you see like the type of love that I see from my youth. That's like, all right, cool. That's what makes me signify that I'm doing all right still. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all right, especially the younger one, because the older one's teenager. He's more, we don't do that much more. No, every time I try to hug him and that, he's like, oh, dad, move. But the little one, like, oh, come on, man, he just pours out love in my direction. You know what I'm saying? So like it shaped, man, and it also taught me. Like, I remember one time I slapped a woman in the face. I went and sat down with my mum and had therapy. I said, "Mum, I slapped her in her face. I'm turning into him. What do I do?" And that was the first thing I thought of when my hand connected.
Yeah,
to
you
woman's
also
face.
felt like, rah.
But because she was
I'm him.
violating, to me it made sense.
Could that be also something that has helped you more humanize him? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I see, like what I said before about everyone's got their own walk. I really realised that because I know the choices that I've made in life and the ones that I should have made. I'm clearly aware of that, and I think that along with obviously the flesh, that this is where the spirit does what the spirit does in terms of forgiveness. But in terms of it being you're allowed in my space, it's because I've understood that. You know what I'm saying? It's because I understand that you was on the journey and you had to make decisions too. And cool, I took the bad end of your decisions, or I took your bad decisions. Cool, and that was for my lesson.
So you don't hold no grudge against him?
Nah, not now. I used to hate him, man. I used to want to kill him. I used to plot against him. I used to sit there and think, see you, bruv, I see this knife and fork. Don't make it be steak day. And I hear you shout at mum.
So if like, for instance, you got a call saying, yo, listen, he's got 2 days, you know. He wants you to send him a message. Because I'm not even going to go as far as to force you to have to go and visit him.
Yeah. I'd go and visit him.
Okay, cool.
I'd go and visit him.
Yeah, you're alone with him. What are you saying to him?
In that moment, that's when I think it might be a bit selfish. Because if there's one thing I know about my granddad turning 96 right now, is he's staring death in the face every single second of his life. And I think that's enough torture for somebody. When you know you're facing death, what can I tell you, bro? What? Whether you answer me good or bad, it don't matter in that moment. Because you're facing it. And you know that you're facing it.
And it's coming.
And it's coming. So my granddad's sitting there at 97, and he says little things.
Yeah.
He would say like, oh, I'm ready, and I'm just waiting.
Reminds me of my grandma. My grandma used to say some shit like that, man.
Yeah. But to hear it is like, oh, granddad, mad
man. Morbid.
Yeah,
like, old people just be real, like, yo, I'm going soon.
Bro, at night, at my age now, I feel like I got a super time. You get me? And it could not even be the case, it might not even be the case. But because I'm not facing the opposite case, I'm looking at granddad like, bro, you're sitting there waiting. Yeah, you're verbally.
What's he now?
90, I think 97 this year or 98 this year. You see what I'm saying?
Fucking
like
hell. He done a good innings,
bro. And you know the matters? I say to my mum, this might sound mad, but prep your mind. You get me? Because I'm prepping mine. You see what I'm saying? And,
but that's real, man.
And it's real. And my nan,
I don't think. You see, when your grandpa passes, I feel like it's one of them ones there where it ain't gonna be such a bad.
I want to celebrate more than anything.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. It'll be sad, obviously. I know how much you love him as well. Yeah, but I feel like because you've done once you've got to certain innings, is that cup empty? Yeah. Once you've done a certain innings, once you've done certain years on the mat, once you've put in certain shifts,
you give thanks, right?
Like, how sad are you gonna be when a 99-year-old brother passes?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
or whatever. Do you know what I mean? When someone's 100, I don't know if people cry in the same way.
Yeah, because you've lived everything.
It's what really hurts is when people think of how much life you could have lived.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, what?
Yeah.
Mama was just 30. You get what I mean?
Like even my nan was 80, and that I think 80 or just about getting to 80, and that was too early.
That was too early. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But like,
nan,
granddad now always granddad. And I want to celebrate more than anything because every single memory I got about you, there's not one bad memory about this man. About this brother, not one, rude boy. Not one, cuz. Can you believe that?
Joke as well.
Do you know what I mean? Like proper old school family man. I'm here to give. I'm getting paid. I'm giving Nan the bread. She's giving me back what I could spend, and I love her. And
I missed out, you know. Like I missed out on a lot, you know. Like as in, obviously nothing's guaranteed. I know, and some people have missed out on more. I've had my mum around, so I give thanks, even if it was just for 13 years. When you think about it, like I've got crepes. Get me?
That. Yeah, t-shirts.
I got crepes. You know? Do you know what? Yeah, it's deep. I never realised. But then I did realise I've got 2 of my mum's t-shirts.
Oh, I swear.
You give me 2 of them. So like I've got t-shirts from when I was, bro, but like they're older than all my kids. But what I'm thinking is, I'm just thinking about how time passes. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it's like, not having a grandpa, because I always hear about grandpas and their influence. A lot of my brethrens, they got some fond memory about my granddad or my grandma or whatever. If you never had that relationship, it's a shame. These relationships are becoming less and less important in today's times, and that's a shame. Even though I never had it, I wish all my kids had that.
100%.
I wish all my kids had. You get me? It's like, and to feel like my existing parent doesn't really care about my youths. Like, don't really care. Don't know how many youths. Don't know how many grandkids he's got. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's deep. Because I look at my youths and like even sometimes you might say, "Oh yeah, your granddad." I'm like, "My granddad?" I'm like, "Yeah. My dad is your granddad, isn't it?" Yeah, but it's foreign to him. But it's not the granddad on the movies, isn't it? Like he's sitting on man's lap and that.
Yeah, but you know as well. Like even like my 6-year-old, he's able to say to me, "So, Dad, I know who granddad is, and I know that granddad's mum's dad." where's your dad? You get me? I'm like, bro, he's in Morocco. You get me? That, yeah. And that's,
Okay, yeah. I
know
get
what I mean?
it,
Yeah, 'cause he's
he
thinking-
knows grandma and
Yeah,
he knows great granddad.
Do you know what I mean?
He's got a
So
good
there's-
relationship with great
Yeah,
granddad.
so there's
Oh,
somebody
where's
missing.
granddad? There's a
Man,
section missing.
Do you know one thing I love?
deep still.
See, one thing I love is when my 6-year-old sits next to my granddad.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I'm like, look at the years of difference.
Yeah.
Because that's a 90-year difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between the both of
That's
them, innit?
crazy.
I look at them like, look.
90
look at that
years
90-year difference just sitting there. Boy.
90 years.
90.
Yeah, but let's clap for
You
granddad.
know what I mean? Yeah, big up
Yeah,
granddad
let's
South.
clap for granddad.
You know what I
It's
mean?
it's a lot when you think about it.
Yeah, my bro.
You
So
know?
I deep the psychology. So I say to my mum certain times. So my mum would turn around and say, he's sitting in Portugal. It's 28 degrees outside. He's sitting inside wearing a peaky blinder with a scarf and his barber jacket, and he's got his trousers on with his house slippers, and he says he's cold.
Yeah.
I'm saying, mum,
Yeah.
he's 90 somethings,
His iron
mumsy.
deficiency.
Yeah.
Granddad's
And-
farting out dust right now.
Do you know what I mean? Cuz,
Allow him.
like even he had to say the other day, pull the sofa closer.
Yeah.
TV's getting a bit blurry.
Yeah.
Sofa closer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's got to say like, yo, this is happening now. Do you know what I mean? Outside is dimming a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like
It's a beautiful thing in a way.
It
I
is
don't know
that-
I don't know how you feel when you're going through it. But I think that I don't know. It just depends on how
you got to the end kind of thing. Like naturally, that's naturally getting to the end, isn't it?
You know what it reminds me of? This is deep. Only a few people will be able to relate to this, yeah. But like, if you've ever done a long sentence in jail, and you're literally coming up to like your last 2 weeks, shit starts getting surreal, innit?
Yeah.
Like it gets surreal, bro.
Yeah.
Because, bro, for me doing years in jail, there's been times where my whole purpose is to forget time. I don't want to see a clock. I don't want to see a calendar. I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about how long I got left. I just want the days to just blur, because I know the secret is if you get lost in this thing, you can open your eyes and it's over.
Over.
Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what you want. You don't want to live every fucking day. It's you know, it's mad. You know when people say, "Oh, don't wish your life away." When you say, "Oh, I wish it was next week already," right?
Yeah.
In jail, you don't mind losing 2-3 weeks in a blur. And this is where drugs and that become an issue. Because people looking for that explain. They don't mind being a zombie for 2 days or what. They don't care, cuz.
There's 2 days.
Yeah?
Not tough, innit?
When you got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days to do in
And
jail,
you gotta sit through
do you know what I
every
mean?
minute.
But yeah, when you get to the end, when you get near to the end of your sentence, and people start saying to you, "Oh, right, you're out soon, innit?"
Yeah.
Like for me, it'd be like, "Yeah, you're out soon, innit, gents?" Rare. Officers has been like, "Oh, not long now." Every other day they're talking about it, and then obviously you might have your gal on the other side.
Yeah.
But what all these things, like if we put them in the metaphor, they're symptoms. So it might be your eyesight's going.
Yep.
You're not really needing too much sleep.
Yep.
Your friends around you are dying.
Yeah,
Because that's another
literally,
thing. Man are getting out of jail around
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Maybe you've gone to a jail where everyone's getting out. So now you're in Portugal and these things. I know Portugal's old.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of old people that's
in
closer
that
to
particular part.
that. So there's a lot of
He's
old
watching.
people.
It's him and his sister left. And
Right.
He's watching. And but do you know what's even more blessed about him as well? Sister's got illness. He's cool. He might have to take a tablet.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
but
to
he's
regulate
kinda in
something,
good-
but
good health.
He's kind of in good health. He can still walk over to the calf by himself. With his
Right,
little stick
yeah,
and that
yeah.
at a good
That's-
speed.
that's cool.
Do you know what I mean?
That's calm.
He's fell over a couple times. So he's
Yeah,
like,
that's you
raw,
do.
maybe just for breakfast, not lunch and dinner.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because he's full blown retirement scheme, living life. I've worked. I've got peas. I'm nice. I could just do what I want. I could just do what I want.
What?
Do you get me? And that's
Just
his thing.
chilling.
But then there's Grumpy. You get
No,
me?
of
That,
course,
that
yeah,
comes
yeah,
out
yeah.
and all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So sometimes,
Old man, you are an old man.
yeah, because I can hear my
You gotta
mum and my mum's his sole carer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, they
so-
say you get closer, like it's your second infancy. You get close, you become a baby again.
Of course.
You lose your hair, you
Yeah.
lose your teeth.
Do you know? So I
get
give you the perfect example.
You lose your ability to use the toilet.
All of it.
You're falling over.
Yeah, I give you the
You're not
perfect
strong.
example.
It's like life is crazy, cuz.
So my mum went
A
away.
baby
My mum
twice.
went away for 2 days.
That's a baby.
My mum
Once
went on
month.
a weekend away, yeah, to Spain, yeah, coach thing and that, cool. When my mum come back through the door, the man run into her arms, boy, and cried and said, "Thank you for being back." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With tears in his eyes, boy.
Oh.
So like, little man.
Yeah,
or just
shit was
running
mad.
back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
mum.
yeah, shit was
You
mad.
get me? Like, no,
Listen,
like, do you know what I
is
mean?
this a saying? Or have I just made up the dopest saying? Twice a baby, once a man.
Twice a baby, once a man. That's real. That's what I'm searching.
You get me?
Big up Maverick, yeah. It's a big boy saying still.
You get me?
And it's true though. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I've heard it before.
Twice a baby, and do you know what? Certain time, even 3 times a baby. Cause if you got the wife and she's patterning you, you might be the baby too.
It's a proverb, yeah?
It's a proverb, yeah.
You know when you think you made up a proverb?
Yeah.
It says once a man, twice a child.
Once a man,
Oh, it's the
twice
same
a child,
thing.
same
Same
thing.
thing. I've definitely heard that before. So, you know, your brain convinces you it's yours. Once a man, twice a child.
Yeah,
it's
man.
fucking real.
Fucking real, bro. Do you know what I mean?
That's some real shit.
It's real.
So how do you wanna be dealt with when you die?
When I die,
Yeah.
do you know
What do you want me to do? Say like.
what do I want you to do?
Yeah, say like you went before me. Like, what would you
Make sure everybody that attends comes just dressed comfortably. And yeah, like I don't need funeral clothes.
What do you mean?
Like where would you what you would have wore if you was going out with man or coming to link man or coming to say walk on to South or just wear that. Do you get me? So wherever you would be wearing your normal day, wear that. Be a good representation of yourself. Is what I'm saying. And I don't even know if that really matters, but that's what I would want. Just be you. Do you know what I mean? And I give everyone 48 hours to cry, and then after that, allow it. Just continue going. Is what I'm saying?
That's not realistic.
It's not, but this is what I would want.
Some cultures have that. There's a culture. I swear, there's a culture that has that where it's like might even be disrespectful to cry after a certain point or something like that.
That's what I go for.
I swear, there's a culture that does that.
In Portugal, my granddad was wearing black. My granddad was wearing black for so long to the point where my mum said, "No, now I'm buying you this. You get out the black clothes." Cause every day in black shirt, black trousers. Since Nan passed away, 7 years later, same attire. my mum said, "Nah. We're going shops and we're gonna change this up a little bit because you can just feel a bit different."
Imagine you had a daughter, yeah. And in your time of need, she was there for you till you was 96.
Yeah, man.
Moved to a different country and everything. Just to be
Everything.
there for you.
Put
man.
her whole life
like,
on hold.
you know, big up the daughters, you know. Like, see the women in general. Big up the women, cause you lot got so much heart. Do you know what I mean? And
never once thought about a home. Never once was a talk about granddad's got to go there or nan's got to go there.
Bun the
never
homes,
once.
bro.
Yeah, never once. None of that.
Bun the
You get me?
homes.
Do everything. Still change granddad's bed till this day. Fresh sheets. Is that what I'm saying for granddad and
Big up
you get
mumsies,
me?
man.
So always big up mumsy, man. Beautiful soul.
Are you? So you got a 6-year-old, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to chat about your youth or whatever, but do you see yourself going for another round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel. See if
I'm excited for you to go for another round. Because I want another niece or nephew, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And
man.
I think you see if it was like said like it's gonna be a girl, I'd be ready tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I haven't got a daughter.
Yeah.
2 boys, innit?
Yeah.
I need the daughter there. Is that what I'm saying?
It'd be lovely for you, bro.
You get me? But
I would love you to have a big family, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like I genuinely think that you regret it, man.
Yeah. Like, do you
you
know
should have
if
like
I'm
2-3 more, man.
brother, I swear that like if it goes the way I want it to go, 3 more dead there.
Yeah, man.
You get me?
Because like, if
what I'm
you
saying?
like to see you with these 3 youths, trust me, that would make me so fucking happy.
Yeah, because I
you
love
get me?
that, man. I love it.
That
Still.
would make me so happy because I feel like you deserve a family of your own, cause
Yeah, do you know
like
like
a proper family of your own. You know what I mean? I think and then no one's seeing you, cause you don't even exist to the world.
Yeah, you gotta try to come
You
and
get me?
boy.
Yeah, but I'll just be coming to your yard.
Yeah, cool.
You get me? But just.
Yeah.
I think, man. I mean, there's things I could say that I'm not going to say, innit?
Yeah, no,
we
of
ain't
course.
agreed to talk about things and whatever,
Yeah.
but another time we might have a deeper conversation, you know, for the viewers, just to see how man them relate and chat. Because this is how we chat. Like sometimes, this is normal. It's a normal
Let me say
convo
this
for
then,
us.
because I held myself back and I felt I shouldn't have. See, when you said about dying first, this is actually mad, but I would kind of want to, because I couldn't. It's mad thinking of you not in man's life. Cause you levels.
No.
That's crazy. So I kind of cool. You at 99, me at 98.
Deal, bro.
You know what I mean?
Deal.
Cool.
Me and you, we come like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. That's how we are, man.
yeah.
I know a lot of people like,
You know
yo,
what I mean?
like, yo, I got a real brother, man. Like, I got a real brother. And it's like, yeah, I always got to consider him in everything that I'm involved in or whatever.
100%.
But yeah, man, I feel like knowing you for as long as I know you, I feel like, yeah, you're a great catch. And hopefully, you know, God willing, your purpose is served and your family swells and you got generations and generations of motherfuckers that came about because of you. You get me? And I'd love to see that for you. Do you know what I mean? More abundance. And big up your youths, them. I love them like my own as well, innit?
100%.
But yeah, man, this has been like, how long we been going for?
Hour and 50.
Is that it?
Oh, swear on.
I feel like we've been chatting for time. But yeah, we're gonna cut it here, innit, lad? We're gonna wrap it up. So this is definitely like Daddynomics or Daddy Issues Nomics.
Yeah.
Daddy Issues Nomics.
And Dad, if you're watching, say thank you.
What? Well, thank you for what? Thank you what?
Because you stepped in as father. You get me?
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, I mean, it's mad trying someone looking up to you, but then you ain't got no one to look up to. So I looked up to you, so we looked up to each other. And I think a lot of relationships where, like for instance, father-son relationships where the father's young and whatever, he kind of learns things from his child as well. Right? I think it don't matter what age you are, but you just learn things. So it's never been a one-sided thing for us, innit? But like, yeah, I do appreciate being a guiding force in your maturing and your blossoming, which you've become. You're a man of your own, so I really don't take too much pleasure from being associated with what you've achieved for yourself in terms of how you've built your character and your journey. Yeah. And I know that God has got you in it, so to give God the glory and that. But yeah, it's been amazing to see, man, growing and, you know what I mean, becoming a better version of yourself. And yeah, I just wish you all the best, man. To be honest, you've come on, I've treated you like a guest today.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of interviewed each other a bit. So.
I've treated you like a guest today.
Yeah.
It's been a mini therapy. I've got to think about certain things. It's just been enjoyable. Yeah, it's normal chat though. This ain't really like a podcast. This is just literally, when we link up, we could chat about anything. Sometimes it could be something deep, sometimes it could be banter, sometimes a bit of both. Yeah. And that's what I love about Speakenomix. You never know what you're going to get.
100%.
You get me? You never know who's going to be on. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what mood Jez is going to be in or South's going to be in, whatever. But as you watch, you see, hopefully you get to understand me a bit better, because I think when you see a snapshot of me, you might think, oh,
it's different.
Or this or that. Whatever. You could come see that. Man's proud at being an all-rounder. 100%. I'm very proud to be an all-rounder person.
Facts.
I'm not a bad boy. I'm not a dickhead. I'm not rare. I'm not like anti-woman. I'm not a simp.
Yeah. Balance.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I ain't good. I ain't bad. I'm just trying to, and I think that's a bit like this podcast. It ain't serious. It ain't banter. It ain't rare. It's all of it and everything. Anything it could be, it will be. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, big up Maverick, upon the ones and twos.
Hey.
You get me?
All the time.
This has been Speakenomix. This has been a good episode. You know, I'm tired, he's tired. So we probably had to go to emotional stuff to even find the energy or something to chat about. Because I think we're too tired to really bust too much jokes.
No, quite like,
it's been a long week.
Like I said earlier, the 4:30 starts.
Yeah, 4:30 starts. Are you going to continue them this week
always,
as well?
I'm in the gym 5:30. Then I got to go pattern up whatever else I got to go pattern up, and then I'm free to just live my life. Okay. Do you know what I mean? And take care of what I got to take care of after all of that. You get it? So
I like that.
Give thanks, man.
All right then, man. So yeah, man, we out of here basically, man. Thanks for tuning in. Patreon gang, big you lot up. Yeah, I appreciate you lot. Join the Patreon, guys. You lot get to see exclusive footage, exclusive shows, early release uploads, weeks before, sometimes before it even comes out on YouTube. Sometimes it's the only place to see the long format, something I've done, where you're only seeing clips. So come over to Patreon, show some love. I'm building it up, build up the content. We got new content coming out this week, right? A new vibe. So just lock in. And if you want to contribute, if you want to support, because I'm not a monetized channel. If you want to make it make sense for a big man like me to be sitting on couches talking into mics,
You know what I mean?
and you feel wagwan, you can hit up the PayPal or you can go to the Patreon. Do you know what I mean? And remember, like some of the episodes on the Patreon, you can upload individually. You can rent individually, so you don't have to join the whole direct debit and be billed once a month. You can just like rent like you would on Sky or whatever. Rent one episode and watch that. It's about $3. You get me? Cheaper than a cup of coffee. Can't really go wrong. Support your boy all day, every day. And that is Patreon, Trilluminati. I need to keep saying that. Also, follow Dirty Woke on Instagram and Jedionline on Instagram and Maverick_Moses. And yeah, we out of here, man.
Boy.